Alright, this is James from Solitube. Today we're going to go over Technical Bulletin T03 2019, and this covers how to remove the fan blade on an RM2400 and add the thermal switch and then properly reinstall that fan blade. So we're going to go through these step by step, so if you've got the written copy, take a look. The first thing to do is to remove the fan blade, so we're going to grab that firmly by the middle and we're going to remove that. And what can happen sometimes on this is that the retainer ring right here can actually, we've put a little dab of TX1 on this RM2400, and sometimes that TX1 can adhere that retainer ring to the motor and pull it off of the fan blade. So when you go to put this fan blade back on, it's actually going to stop on this retainer ring, and that obviously is bad. So if that gets retained on there, we want to make sure to remove that and clean off the TX1 and place it back onto the fan blade. So if you see, just push that back on and get it all the way back on there. So we want to make sure we observe that step. Then we're going to get in here and actually put the thermal switch in. So we've got our thermal switch, part 592-025. We're going to open this up. Grab that thermal switch, and then we're going to take these guys apart, and then we're going to put in our thermal switch. Okay? It doesn't matter which side we put it in. For sure, we're going to get that in there. The other side goes back together. Okay, and now the next step, what we do here in production as well, is just take a little bit of your TX1 roof sealant or equivalent. Now we don't want to put too much of this. It'll act really as a lubricant on this when it's still liquid. So when you're using your TX1, you might be able to take a little scrap off of what you're doing, but we just want to get a little dab on there. Whenever you're working with TX1, always have some paper towels around because that stuff gets on everything. Now, there's no longer an orientation on the fan blade that some of you might remember from the past. This can go on any which way. We don't need to line up with the facet there on the motor shaft. So we're just going to come down, put that right on top, firmly press down and get all the way down. So we've got the fan blade installed. Now ideally you'd do this and let the TX1 dry overnight prior to installing. We do understand if you're on a roof and you need to do this same day, you're still going to be on there nicely, and as long as you don't put too much TX1 on there, if you goop it up really good, this thing's going to get lubricated and come off. So make sure it's just a little bit of TX1 on the tip, jam that back on, and you should be good to go. Thanks so much.